Big surprise this year. The last time this team made the playoffs, gas was $2 a gallon. Last time this team made the playoffs, George Bush was the president. LeBron's hair was intact. I'm talking about the Kings, man. 16 years later, here we are, and they look set to end that streak. A team in Sacramento sitting at the 3 seed in the West. A team in Sacramento that's 7-8 games over 500. Time to light the beam.
Light the beam, man. What an iconic phrase it's become this season, man. The Sacramento Kings have been absolutely hooping. Who would have thought from where they have been in the last 10 years will be where they are right now?
And on this video, we're telling you how they got there and if they can sustain it. Keep it locked. It's the plug. All right, before we continue in this video, we just got to take a quick second to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Now back into the video. Head coach Mike Brown, GM Monte McClaire are pushing all the right buttons. Let's start with the GM who came in 2020 and has not missed, executing a series of moves that elevated Sacktown roster from joke to who wants smoke. They started by drafting and trading Tyrese to solve the gridlock at the one guard position, effectively turning a late lottery pick into a two-time All-Star at a real position of need. Then bringing in Malik Monk, trading for Kevin Huerter, who's just having a renaissance in a Sacramento jersey, drafting Keegan Murray, the 6'8" forward that's shooting over 40% from three. And then the greatest move of them all, hiring potential coach of the year, Mike Brown.
Man, Ty, you said it best. This team, when you look at the recipe, you look at the mathematics behind this equation, you think it makes sense. Still, some of the guys, you might not think they got that star power, but between the coaches, you know what I mean, between this very active GM, between the stepping up of De'Aaron Fox, man, this team is looking good. Domantas Sabonis is looking like a different player. We knew he was a beast in Indiana, but he's really found a home here in Sacramento. Mike Brown doing what he does with the young squads, bro. It's amazing to see. I just wish DeMarcus Cousins was here for the ride.
Speaking of throwbacks, when I think of Mike Brown, I think of LeBron James, Anderson Varejao, Mo Williams, and that old Cavs team. He took them to the finals. Well, what's he doing now? What have you done for me lately? Just what every good coach does. Get the most out of his roster. Talking about the most effective season of Sabonis' career, personal best in field goal percentage and assists, all while leading the association in rebounds.
Yes,
Talking about getting the most efficient season out of De'Aaron Fox's career highs in field goal percentage, his lowest turnover output since his rookie campaign, where he had the ball in his hands far less. Kevin Huerter, most efficient season, career highs in field goal percentage, points per game. Harrison Barnes, career highs in effective field goal percentage. Up and down this roster, you see a common theme, and that is career years.
Man, for those who saw the Lakers documentary, Pat Riley said it best.
Challenge the players to have what I call career best efforts. That if everybody could go 1% above their career best year, 12 players in 5 categories could have an overall improvement of 60%.
You saw it with the Lakers. I mean, it's happening here with the Sacramento Kings. I'm not saying they're on the verge of a chip, but man, they've got something special cooking in Sacktown right now.
That's true. And I hate to burst the bubble, but while they're sitting at the 3 seed, there's only 3 games of separation between them and the middle of the pack out west. They're scoring almost 120 points per game. Does that sound sustainable? Sabonis is averaging as many assists as LeBron James. Does that sound sustainable? I talked about the career highs. I don't know, man. It sounds like an inflated market in Sacktown. Do you think that they can keep this up?
Man, I think you're going to see performances from those 2 lead guys close to this. I mean, scoring, we know DeMontis can do this. We know who his dad is, right? His dad is the passing big man from the EuroLeague, Arvydas Sabonis, you know, so he's got it. He's got it in his blood. He's stunting like his daddy, but I mean, I don't know if this sister's sustainable. Rebounding, we know he's a rebounding machine. De'Aaron Fox is going to give you what he gives you on a night-in, night-out basis. 120 points are a lot of points per game. It's number 1 in the association right now. That also says they're not playing a lot of defense. So can they keep up that scoring? I don't know. They've got at least 5 or 6 guys in double digits. Like you said, career years. We're still not at the All-Star break just yet. A lot can happen. I'm going to go with no. They're not going to be able to keep it up. I think they might be a top 5 or 6 seed when it's all said and done, and maybe have a first-round exit. They have the chops to compete with anybody. However, it's really hard to see them sustaining it this season. Next season is another conversation altogether.
For me, the key to it is Kevin Huerter. I look at what Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are doing this year, and I'm saying, okay, that's not too out of their norms. It's not like De'Aaron Fox turned into Steph Curry and he's draining threes. It's not like Domantas Sabonis is putting the ball on the deck like he's Damian Lillard. They're playing within themselves. It's the other guys that are really surprising me. But Kevin Huerter is the key. He's been a knockdown shooter. He's never played to his potential in Atlanta. It was somewhat of a minimized role. They're really unleashing him. Mike Brown's got an up-tempo offense, and he's letting it fly. I like the element he adds for Sacramento. You need a shooting guard that can really knock down next to De'Aaron Fox, who has his limitations beyond the arc. So, man, I'm looking for them to continue this, especially with no one else in the West other than those top two dogs, Memphis and Denver, really throwing up the consistent play. I can see them keeping their ground as the 3 seed in the West.
That's fair. That's fair, especially as we all know some of the top dogs, some of the top killers in the West are not having some great seasons. I mean, it can be sustainable. Will it be? I think that depends on the rest of the teams down below. Will the Suns, Warriors, Mavericks all have a late season run?
Very possible.
We'll have to see. I think that all plays a part in it. That could even have nothing to do with the Sacramento Kings. They've been performing to their absolute best right now. And these bench guys, if they can keep this kind of performance up, which I don't think is too much to ask, then I think they can achieve a lot this season.
All right, y'all heard what we think. What do y'all think? A team destined to fail or a group that simply hit their stride?